Welcome to Spoiler Goggles, episode number 15, Set It Up. Or maybe it should be called Copy and Paste. Stay tuned.
This is Spoiler Goggles with Luke Barnes, the show that helps you look into something original, Netflix original, sci-fi, action, mystery, romance. You never know what he will be reviewing, but it will always be original and there will always be spoilers. And now, the man beneath the goggles.
Hey, thank you for stopping by. All right, so let's do this. We have Set It Up. What is this about? Well, it's a rom-com that is about two overworked assistants set up their bosses so they can have a life. There's a little more to it than that, but hey, let's keep it simple. Runtime is about a 1 hour and 45 minutes. The main actors in this, some of them you may know, some of them you may not. Taye, Lucy Liu, Glen Powell, and Zoey Deutch. I'm not sure how to say her last name. She did a good job. So this movie is really, as I said before, it's copy and paste. It doesn't really offer anything new, and it is pretty predictable, but we'll get into that. I'm going to kick off the show with reading a few reviews. Once again, I grab these reviews from IMDb or other sources. I'm not here to call out individual people. I'm just telling you my thoughts and opinions on their reviews. Also, I try to pick a couple good reviews and a couple bad reviews. That way there's a balance here, so you can decide if you want to waste your time or not. Speaking of wasting your time, the first review is titled Terrible Waste of Time. The movie is about two doormats that don't have any respect for themselves. Each works, each working for a narcissistic loser. If they had any dignity, they would have quit on day one of the job. The movie is not funny, it's overacted, and it is painful to watch how the main characters let their bosses abuse them. One of them actually has the assistant make his son's elementary school project. Just to give you an idea of what kind of jerk this character is. Okay. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get ahead. I'm not saying that you need to kiss a lot of butt. I'm not saying that you got to brown nose everything. But until you've been in that situation, you don't understand. So I don't fault these guys at all for doing everything they could, because in the end, usually hard work will pay off. So even though the work itself is bullcrap, and yes, the bosses were over the top, but that's the whole point of this. It's not, if they were nice to them, then there would have been no point of this movie. So I didn't feel this was not funny. I didn't think this was a waste of time, but that's their opinion. So moving on. Good. Here's a good one. Meet cute for the ages. So much fun. Take it for what it is, a feel-good rom-com with lots of lines, witty dialogue, and surprising little moments. Great chemistry between the two leads, too. Thumbs up, escape, watch it now. That was a 10, and that is the most accurate review I've read in a while. It keeps it simple. It is a feel-good rom-com. There is lines, there is wit. Couple surprising moments maybe, but overall, it's a good watch. I would definitely enjoy watching this again. Next review. Not very funny, over-exaggerated acting of the horrible bosses. Okay, a lot of people make statements like overacted all the time, but I don't really think they understand what overacting really is. Basically, what people are saying is if they do not like the movie and they do not like the actor or actress, and they just spit out stuff like that, like, oh, it's overacted. That's really not the case in this movie, but whatever, it's their opinion. The trailer looked promising to me and reminded me of Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, which I quite enjoyed. So right off the bat, this person is trying to base this off of Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 because they liked Horrible Bosses, which was a movie that went to the theaters, okay? Not Netflix, theaters. There was a little bit of a budget difference. You know, they had a little more coin to throw at these actors and actresses. So, really, you're going to compare Horrible Bosses to this? I also like this is funny. I also like 3 of the 4 main actors. I already know them from various appearances like Scream Queens and Ally McBeal. Only the actor playing the male boss was unknown to me. Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs was unknown to them. What rock have they been under that they don't know who Taye Diggs is? Or seen him in any kind of performance? Really? Taye Diggs, you don't know who that is? Anyways, unfortunately, the movie was a big letdown. First, for a supposed comedy, it wasn't very funny, bringing laughter only once in a while and moderately. This is the opposite of Horrible Bosses. Okay, so I don't know what they were expecting, but once again, they set their bar at Horrible Bosses and they are wanting it to be just nonstop laughter. I'll tell you what, I may not have been laughing nonstop, but I had a smile on my face. All right. You know exactly what you're getting. Okay, so this movie is so predictable that it's almost boring. But like, so what? It's funny, it's quick, it showed up on your computer for free. What do you want? Put it on while you're cleaning or folding the laundry or nursing a hangover and have a great time. This is the most I've ever liked Zoey D and Glen and Glen as a certified hottie. And Lucy Liu and Taye Diggs, just watch it. You know you wanna. Okay, that was another good one. That was straightforward, not promising the world. It just says, hey, look, if you want a good rom-com, give it a shot. Which moves me on to my pros and cons. Pro number 1. There's a lot of enjoyable moments that make you smile, whether you're laughing or even if you're not laughing, there's throughout the movie you're smiling a lot. And that means something to me. When I'm watching a movie, if it can affect me emotionally, then I really enjoy it. So it I don't know. I enjoyed it. Con, ridiculously predictable. That is no joke. This movie, 2 minutes in, you're going, yep, I know what's happening here. It's not, doesn't leave anything to imagination. It is, you know, right off the get-go, you know what it is. So don't expect a curveball or a unique twist. It is what it is. Pro, I enjoyed the acting. They casted this very well. For what budget they had, going after Lucy Liu and Taye Diggs, Glen Powell, and Zoey Deutch, whatever her name is. The lead actors were, they had good chemistry. It felt right for them to end up together in the end. So it just, I enjoyed the casting. So good job, Netflix. Con. Okay, this is a pet peeve of mine on any movie. Doesn't matter, Netflix, whatever. Charlie's girlfriend was obviously not for him. Almost any rom-com I see, there is a girlfriend or a boyfriend that totally doesn't work at all. And you're watching it going, okay, like those two would really be together. He's got this girlfriend who's a model, but she doesn't show an ounce of interest in Charlie the whole movie, unless he's bringing her a gift or taking her somewhere fancy to eat. It's so just gut-wrenching to watch someone like that together. Pro, pleasantly cliche. All right, so this movie, as I said, it's really predictable, but at the same time, so what? Yes, it's cliche. Yes, the guy gets the girl. Yes, there's heartache, and yes, he has an enlightening moment and makes everything right by the end. Um, it was still enjoyable. So yeah, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Con, supporting characters really don't support. Well, so you got this character known as Creepy Tim, which has a couple funny scenes that are seconds long. I enjoyed that, but they needed to do more with him. And then the roommate, Glen's roommate, Duncan. It was like they used him for diversity, I guess, because he played a gay character and they just needed gay jokes thrown in every once in a while. Hey, sexual orientation, I don't care. You are what you are. But it felt like his character was put in there to fill a quota. And Becca, Harper's roommate, she was there for a little bit, but they really didn't serve much a big purpose in the whole grand scheme of things. It's almost like they could have left those three characters out and the movie would have been the exact same. Okay, now is time for some spoiler notes. Oh, by the way, I apologize in advance if you hear some tweeting in the background, because there's this bird outside that I would like to just throw a shoe out the window at. He is tweeting so loud, so if you hear this, I apologize. I am not doing this over for a stupid bird. All right, spoiler notes. In 3, 2, 1. I normally put a lot more details into this, but I'm going to just keep this straight and to the point. Very simple. Boy meets girl. They make a plan. Slowly they become friends. They have a fight over the boy's character. Boy quits his job. Girl finally follows her dream and gains respect of her boss. Boy says he's sorry and they make up. They get together. The end. Like I said, cliche. I could go into the details on this, but there is no point in spoiling something that is blatantly obvious in this movie. I did enjoy this movie though. So, in conclusion, on my final thoughts are, this movie was enjoyable. And just because something has been done before doesn't mean it shouldn't be done again. You really don't have to put any thought into this movie. You can relax while watching it. You can just sit back, use it as background noise. And I can put this on my watch list. I could watch this over and over and over again and still enjoy it. You just can't go into this movie expecting some kind of a miracle. But because I enjoyed it so much, and I would recommend everyone to see this, I'm going to rate this, give this a Spoiler Goggles rating, a 4 out of 5. That's all I have for Set It Up and Spoiler Goggles for today. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you coming. Visit spoilergoggles.com. You can check out my podcast on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play. I am currently working on the YouTube channel. We will see how it goes. Got a lot of places to add this on social media. So by all means, subscribe wherever you can and leave me some messages. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want me to review. I don't mind doing some custom requests here because there is hundreds of Netflix original content. That's all I have. Thank you for your time. And as always, remember to watch more Netflix originals.